the straight. Castillian is well clear. Castillian still 2.5, 3 lengths in front, and it's lights out. Castillian is going to win it well. Won it by 3/4 of a length, Major. 2.5 lengths in front of Spanish Mission Inspirational Girl, but Mr. Brightside put pay to them, and it's race clear, and Mr. Brightside won it 4 lengths, Inspirational Girl. Of Irish Wycliffe, but it's all Military Expert. 4 lengths in front and is going to trot in. Military Expert, how easy. Uncle Bryn was second and...
Welcome back to the channel for Group 1 Makybe Diva Stakes Day. What a win it was by Incentivise last year to win the feature, and this year I'm happy to go against a favourite. There's a couple at value that I like in this race. And one that should be getting the lead and prove hard to beat. But let's get into the preview because there's a lot of stakes races on this card and a lot of horses that I'm very keen on. So let's get into the preview and find the winners. Race 1 in Flemington is the listed Poseidon Stakes over the 1100 metres, and it's race 1 of the day, and I think it's going to be my first winner of the day here in Doull. The $1.2 million colt. 1 start for a win down the Flemington Straight. Back earlier in the year, and it was a 220 favourite that day and won with a leg in the air by 2.75 lengths over the 1100 metres on a soft 5 track. And the track's rated currently soft 5, but I'm expecting this track to be a good 4 by the time that this race jumps. Beautiful barrier 3. Marks are aboard with 57 kilos. I think that this is the clear standout in this race, and is clearly the horse to beat. So I'm very keen on its chances. Alpha 1 I've got for second. You know where he's going to be. He's going to be up on the pace. He's going to be leading this field. Well, you'd think leading, but has drawn wide in barrier 13, though Damien Lane does stick and does enjoy the 1100 metres, having 4 starts over the distance for a second and a third, but only has 1 second from 2 starts on good grounds. Has strong claims. 3 Rings I thought was over the odds at $13. For Jamie Carr's had 1 start for a win on the Pakenham synthetic track over the 1000 and did win by a length 1.25 lengths, so there's a very good chance here. And Kusu, the South Australian visitor coming over here, and does have Jake Torok aboard and won with a leg in the air last start over the 1000 metres at Murray Bridge by 4 lengths when it was a $1.45 favourite. And it is a pretty good chance here, even though it is at $26. But Doull for mine in the listed Poseidon Stakes, 45 the win, very confident. Race number 2 at Flemington is a 1700 metre handicap, and this is the race I'm pretty keen on one here, and that's Hezashocka for Jamie Carr with 55.5 kilos. Nice barrier number 2. 4 starts at Flemington for the 2 wins. No wins on dry on good ground. That would be the only query, but they were over the trips of 2,000 metres, 2,600 metres, and 2,400 metres, and one of them was in the Group 1 Queensland Derby. So 2 runs over the two runs on good ground are forgivable, and the other one I'm going to pen it because I don't think it was the best time for the horse. But Jamie Carr rode the horse last start with 54 kilos, only goes up 1 kilo from its last start and now drawn in, and it did win over the 2,000 last start with Jamie Carr aboard, so good run. Back to the 1700 metres here, I think it's very likeable. Lyrical lad, you know what it's going to be with him. He always tries his heart out and was very good last start, winning a benchmark 84. But has got to come up to open company now and the 1700 metres, though he will run the distance out, having only been knocked off by Not Usual Glorious at Caulfield, and does drop 4.5 kilos from last start. It's a very, very good chance. Him. Makram, I think, is over the odds at $34. Is a very, very good chance here for Luke Nolan with 55.5 kilos. First start ran over the 1400 metres, was an unsuitable trip and ran 9th as expected to, but did finish a long way back. Up to the 1700 metres here at $34. He's very likeable considering that he won at Flemington over the 1700 metres with John McNeil in the saddle on Anzac Day, so very good chance. And Persan, I really want to see this horse winning again, but I don't think it's going to come on the weekend because it does have a big weight, but he does love Flemington. But 25 the win. He's a shocker for mine. Race 2, Flemington. Race number 3 at Flemington is a listed Captain Teef Stakes over the 1100 metres down the straight for the speedsters here. And I'm with one at odds here, going against the favourite in this one, and I'm with Bubble Palace for Dan Bowman and Harry Coffey. And what a day for Dan Bowman would be if he won this race. Would be very good because considering you lost Be Good to Your Mother during the week, so it would mean a lot to him. Harry Coffey rides. And he's racing over the 1100 metres, and he's won two. It's 2 from 2. This horse, having won at Ballarat, having won its maiden at Ballarat by 3.5 lengths, then going to the Vobis Gold Strike at Warrnambool, winning again by a big space, 3.75 lengths. So I think it should be fine. First start down the straight, but drawn a beautiful barrier to get a good run. Wins on anything and has won over the 1100 metres before, and at $12 is over the odds. English Riviera I've got for second. Ran in some very good races at its first racing campaign. Ran second to Lofty Strike, then ran second to Miss Rose, ran third to Miss Rosiano and Revolutionary Miss. Didn't get a lot of luck in the diamond, and then won by 10 lengths on the synthetic, but it was just a barrier trial for her that day and should have won because it was a very short price favourite. Ojai comes out of a very good form reference in the Quizette Stakes. Already produced a winner today in Waltz on by at Sandown, and I'm loving it. Ran well last week, so it's a very good chance. And See You in Heaven, Jake Toroke's ride for this race is very consistent, and I think he's over the odds at $10. But for mine, 25 to win on Bubble Palace at $12 is the way I'm going to be playing the listed Captain Teef Stakes. Go Benascari. Race number 4 at Flemington is the listed Sofitel over the 1400 metres, and I think that the leader, or most likely leader here, can win this race, and that's Lightsaber. Second up here, has a good record second up for the 3 starts for the 1 win, and don't be deterred by that record because he's been second up 3 times in his career, winning a non-2-year-old no Metro win plate at Sandown. Then he ran 4th in the HD McNeil last year at Group 3 level, and then this year, second up, he ran in the CF4 Stakes at Group 1 level. So, bit deceiving his second up record, but he has won second up. Loves Flemington, was good in the Australian Guineas, and was good here in a very good race. 6 starts at the 1400 metres for the 3 wins. Loves good ground. 10 starts for the 4 wins and a second. And I think this horse does need dry ground. Drawn a beautiful barrier 10. Very likeable. $16 is over the odds. Pinstripe for second. What a revelation it is to see this horse back at the races. Unlucky in a Group 1 Australian Guineas. 2 from 2 first up. 1 from 1 at the distance and goes on. I think it's a very good chance for Envisha Phobic and Makybe Diva riding at 54 kilos. Blue Army. This is the one. This is where the money's been for the race. It's been $23 into $14 already here. And it has got John McNeil on with 54 kilos. And returns guarded with a tongue tie on. 2 from 2 on good ground. 2 starts first up for a win in a second. Very, very good chance. And I think John McNeil's got himself a smart one here. And Bermudez, I was happy to take on, considering his first up into a listed race. Though he's 4 from 4 first up, but I think might need to run. And at $4.40, it's just a price issue. I don't want to take that price. But Lightsaber for mine, 35 to win in the listed Sofitel over the 1400 metres. And $12 to win on Pinstripe as the saver. Race number 5 is the feature of the day. It's the Group 1 Makybe Diva Stakes over the mile. What a win it was last year by Incentivized. And I think the unlucky runner last start coming out of the Memsey was Alligator Blood. And I think he can win this race here. Tim Clark back aboard, 59 kilos. Nice enough barrier in barrier 2. He's got a barrier to lead, which I think he can do here. And second up, he's got 6 starts for the 4 wins in a second. So better second up, 2 from 2 at Flemington. Very good on dry ground. Very good at 1600 metres. And I think it's a very good race for this horse here. And Gay Waterhouse has actually come out through the week and said that she's pretty keen on this horse. So you don't get her saying that about every horse she runs. Western Empire is going to be running on well from the back and drawn a beautiful barrier in barrier 5 for Damien Lane. And this horse is a very good horse. Though first up might have needed a run, and second up will be improved. Loves the mile, loves good ground, so I think this horse is a very good winning chance. I'm Thunderstruck. I think he can win. I mean, he did beat my top selection home last start in the Memsey, but it's just a price for mine. I wouldn't want to take 240, and he is probably a risk second up from only having 3 runs second up, though they all have been good runs and on good ground too. I'm sure he prefers the track on like a soft ground, but jockeys have said that he's better on top of the ground. Loves Flemington, loves the distance, so very good chance. And Regal Power, Damien Oliver, just not riding him if we didn't think it was a good chance. And at $18 is over the odds, in my opinion. But 45 to win, Alligator Bluff, 25 to win on Western Empire is the way I'm playing the Group 1 Makybe Diva Stakes. Race number 6 at Flemington is a handicap over the 2,500 metres, and this is all about one horse here, and that's Point Nepean. Robert Hickmott has 3 horses in this race. I think he's going to win it, but I think he's going to be with the most progressive and informed horse here, and that's Point Nepean. First up, beautiful. 3 starts for a win and a second. 1 start at Flemington for the win, winning the Andrew Ramsden is now in the and is also now in the Melbourne Cup. Barrier 6, good barrier. Jamie Carraboard, 57 kilos. 2,500 metres first up. Market already respects it being the 370 favourite. I can only just see this horse winning. You know, nothing here is going to be its biggest danger is interpretation. Second up in its second start in Australia. 1 from 1, second up, 2 from 2 on good ground. And that first start did come at Flemington over the mile in the Winter Championship, so it was a trip far too short for this horse. Up to a staying trip, and does get Johnny Allen on for Kieran Murray and David Yusuf, but is drawn a wide barrier, so that was my one query. Horrifying has beaten through Ojai before, and at the price that those 2 runners are, $10 is a good price for Horrifying, and through Ojai always tries his hard up, but does meet stiff competition here. But I'm with Point Nepean, race 6 at Flemington, $30 the win, and the saver on interpretation, $12 the win, just in case he's too good. But pretty keen, Point Nepean, race 6. Race number 7 is the Group 2 Let's Elope Stakes for the mares here, over the 1,400 metres, and I'm with Flying Mascot. Even though the Seminator's on holiday, this horse doesn't know it because he's got a part share in it, and I think he's going to be having a good night on Saturday because I think his horse can win this. Blake McDougall aboard was always going to be his mount and was always going to improve on whatever it did first up. 1,200 probably was too short in the Group 3. Makram, second up, 1,400 metres, Group 2. I think it's got a beautiful barrier in barrier 5. 2 starts at Flemington for the 1 win, 4 starts at the 1,400 metres for 2 wins, 1 second and a third. Beautiful, good track record. 12 starts for the 5 wins, 3 seconds and a third, and does love it second up. 4 starts for 2 wins and 2 seconds. I think this horse and Kissonallforcheeks are probably the 2 you want for the Quinella. Kissonallforcheeks, his chances have been dented by the very wide barrier and barrier 14, though does have a very good record second up. 4 starts for the 3 wins and a second, and very good record on good ground. 16 starts for the 7 wins, 4 seconds and 2/3, and at the distance 7 starts, 4 wins and a second. So very good chance. Kissonallforcheeks. Lady of Honor is going to be your pacemaker here, but I don't think it has the class to kick away and win. Though is 1 from 1 third up and 2 from 4 on good ground, so pretty good chance. I'm drawing a barrier 2 lead in barrier 3. And Glint of Hope over the odds at 26. But I'm with Flying Mascot, 25 to win, 10 to saver on Kissonallforcheeks in the Group 2 Let's Elope Stakes. Race number 8 at Flemington is the Group 2 Bobbie Lewis quality, over the 1,200 metres, and I'm with Stageman here. The Bob Peters colours come to the fore again. Timmy Clark in the saddle. Second up will be improved. Damien Oliver. I looked at the wrong horse here. Damien Oliver in the saddle. Second up, 6 starts for the 3 wins, a second and 2/3. Will run the Quinella. 11 starts over the distance for 4 wins and 4 seconds. A very, very keen on this horse. Damien Oliver on 56.5 kilos. The Bob Peters colours always add a length to these horses, and I think that this horse Stageman can win and does have a beautiful barrier in barrier number 4. Serious suspect, the track specialist, Ethan Brown aboard with 55 kilos, has won his past 2 starts and did beat Stageman home in the Ori Star, though Stageman was off a long break, and that form has been frank since was shooting for gold, winning last start at Caulford. And here's my third selection, shooting for gold. Keen to see him back down the straight and is a good chance. And Zoutori, a past winner of the race, over the odds at $19 for Damien Lane with a big weight. But I'm with Stageman, $45 the win. And the saver on the track specialist, Serious Suspect, $11 the win in the Group 2, Bobbie Lewis quality. Race number 9 on Makybe Diva Stakes Day is the listed Exford Plate. I think Foujita can win the last here. Cost itself the race last up, but not by not jumping with him, by jumping slow. But did run on well to finish 4th at the Valley, which was a very good one. And its prior start won by 5 lengths at Sandown. So the stable must have an opinion of this horse to now run in a listed race 2nd up. Barrier 7, Jai McNeil stakes, beautiful. And it does get the winkers on for the first time. So hopefully this horse can jump well. And if it does, I think it's going to be very hard to beat here for the Hawks team. Tijuana for second. Sorry, it took me a minute to get the name out here. Tijuana for second. Makybe Diva aboard. 3 starts for the 2 wins and a third. And the last win came at Flemington on Anzac Day, winning the listed Anzac Day Stakes by a good margin over the 1400 metres and resumed in the McNeil, running 3rd to Jacquinot over the 1200 up to 1400 metres, and he's a winner already over the 1400 at Flemington, so good chance. Osipenko, the Sydney Raider, coming down south for Ben Mellon, for Chris Waller, drawn wide, so that's probably dented its chances a bit, but is a very good horse and can run very, very well here. And Berkeley Square, another one where the barrier's dented its chances, drawn barrier 16, so it's going to take a good ride from Berkeley, from Craig Williams to get it to win from there. But all that being said, I'm with Foujita San, 25 to win in the listed Exford Plate to round out the day. Thank you for watching the preview for Group 1 Makybe Diva Stakes Day. Very keen on a cup here, like I said. I hope you back some winners, and I hope I find some winners. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next weekend for the Group 1 Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes.